Okay, I'm hoping this recording, I had a little bit of issue with well, fair bit of issue with my computer on the last one. Wasn't really that smooth. So far it's looking a little smoother this run here, but we'll see how it holds out. So my test runs of these various hover vessels. Uh, Yeah, I believe all I have left is the serpent here on the end. So out of curiosity, yep, it was closed and it was shooting through those. So I don't need to worry about that. So let's go ahead and let's get up here. If I remember correctly, it's a pain to get out of this one. But for our purposes, I think I want to be in the rear driving this thing. Depending on how far we can go, make sure all our turrets are on and engaged. Okay. Last test run. We'll do the radar station first. And I'm really hoping after the radar station that we'll go for the power station. Now the previous run, that's where I called it short. Actually, after this, I'm going to probably go do one more video. I am going to give you, because I just so tempted to show you off. None of the tanks on this made it to a little bonus that I took the time to insert into this game and put the effort into getting it so it actually worked. And none of the tanks have made it there. Granted, in my very first dry run on this, without doing any recording and taxing my poor computer that way, I did get to it, my little bonus on the end with my tank, but the bonus was, in the process I discovered that the bonus was broken and did not work as intended. So I had gone back, figured out how to get it to work, and I was very pleased that it did. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Like the other tank that my nephew created, this is a very much a broadside type. I could probably park it between two areas, or move it, I should say, drive it between two areas that put up resistance, and have it shoot back that, both of them. Okay, fortification has been disarmed, I believe, at this point. Did I get the other fortification? I can't remember. Yep, I did. And the other thing that actually base defenses shoots back here is the anti-aircraft turret, which looks like I already took care of too. So at this point, let's go for the power station. There is a nice little cluster of points of interest there. let's see. Now the previous tank, I want to say it was the LBT-5. I ran out of ammo taking on that on the power station. I'm not entirely sure, but the thing is, before I hit that power station, why don't I take a moment out here and share a little difference between, at least one of the many differences between my tank and these, and I think might be contributing to this thing is probably wasting its ammo right now. Taking on the troops is great and all, but the best weapons to probably take on the troop is the minigun with its and the Gatling guns with their cheap ammo. So if we were to look, the devices aren't currently grouped. This is, for my demonstration purposes, is not going to make. Well, I could show here plasma turret. If I go to devices, you can see what it's configured to target stuff. So it's going to shoot at all of those stuff. And that's where I think we're part of where it's the previous one was actually wasting some of its ammo, and so typically what I will do is I group my weapons. I'm just going to here click the auto group. Yes. And so we can go down here and it shows, granted it does weapons 7. Looks like I've probably already lost a Gatling gun. And the turrets, it groups them all as one. I usually break them out because what I'll do is I'll say minigun turrets in one group, and I'll have the whole group designated. So the minigun turrets, they won't shoot at the warp drive, they won't shoot at the thrusters, they won't shoot at the generators. They're going to hit turrets, mounted weapons, and then I'll leave the Predator, Alien, NPC drones. Basically leave all these things checked. But that they'll. So I don't waste. So I don't want them wasting their ammo, trying to punch through buildings to try to get to the generators, thrusters on patrol vessels. I just want them to kill threats, being turrets, mounted weapons, and troops, and predators. So you have the minigun and turret. Artillery turret, I'm going to have it save its ammo. Massive damage it can do. I don't want it wasting it on the predators, aliens, drones. It's a slow projectile, easily dodged. I don't want it shooting at the NPC drones players. I will usually uncheck that, uncheck the predator aliens, uncheck the warp drive, uncheck thrusters. Maybe I'll leave the generator on there and stuff, but I want it killing turrets and weapons. That's mostly what I want it to do. I want it on that capital vessels, bases, small vessels, hover vessels. I want its massive firepower, especially when I'm taking on points of interest like this with bases. I really want it to focus its power on those turrets. I want those turrets knocked out fast. I'm not going to make that adjustment on this. I'm just showing plasma turrets. I'm probably going to do something similar to the artillery turret. I may do some slight adjustments on it, but again, I'm probably, especially when I've got a mix of those minigun turrets as well and stuff, I am probably going to let the minigun turrets kill troops. Plasma turrets, I want it kill turrets, mounted weapons, the things that are really, yes, troops can over time, enough of them, they can be threat to my combat steel tank, but realistically, the minigun turret should be able to take those out fairly easily. Stuff. When I'm going against a base, I want them to kill turrets. I don't want them to waste their ammo on stuff. Very similar thing with the rocket turrets. The rocket turrets, since they, usually a cluster of them like this can punch through hardened steel a little more effectively. I may either I'll have them target generators as well, or I may uh, tell them, or it may be something being in a group that after I've killed the outside turrets and it's like I want them to kill the generator as well. Then I might go in there because you can designate as a group. Click here, and it gives you the group. If I change one of these, but not change the whole group, one of these would be yellow instead of green or blank to indicate that area, that one, that's not a consistent match among all of them. But in the case of you having the rockets in their own little group, I've done this before where after destroying, and it's like, I'm not really in danger anymore, but I want to kill the generator on my target. Again, I play player versus environment and stuff. In that case, what I might do is then I have my group with my rocket turrets. I select it just like at the top of the bar here, and I check generator and say apply to group. And I was like, okay, they will now shoot the generator. And I've done that to take down patrol vessels occasionally. So here we go. Let's move on to the power station. The previous tank run I did, they ran out of ammo when we hit the power station. So let's see how we do. As I said, it's a cluster of points of interest here, so it's not just the power station. There's the vehicle port and the what is it, a weapons bunker, a weapon bunker. So oh, did I lose? I might have lost enough of the front end that it's dropping down. I'm not sure. I just noticed I'm getting. I don't recall getting quite so stuck when on terrain as it's coming out here. I haven't done this in the other videos, but if I press the Alt button, I should get a free camera rotation. No, well, at least from what I see here, it looks like the front end's still in reasonable shape. Maybe I should just question my driving skills. Oh no, there's some differences between that side and that side. I've lost something. It's dark, so it's hard to say how much. But maybe that's my problem. Maybe I lost enough to lose some hover engines up there, and so I'm having trouble keeping this thing up. Or a little, there might be a little dip going on the front end. Oh, there we go. Some turrets on the stuff. Anything's really shooting back from the power station, so we won't deal with that too much right now. Oh, come on. Okay, there's still a turret there. It's gone. And the vehicle port. No. Don't think there's any weapons left there. Significance, it doesn't look like it. So let's go ahead and we will now move on to the drone base. Okay. Now there's actually going to be some points of interest along the way. I believe this one is a supply station. From my first run. So this, if I remember correctly, there's no real threat there. There'll be troops. There'll be drones, but I don't recall there being any turrets. You know, most likely, if anything, just a sentry gun or two, and troops. Okay.
Hey, can somebody take out the trash?
Okay, another power station on my way to the drone base. Come on. Oh, come on. Now it's giving me some problems here. Come on, you did so well during the first bit here. Now some of the points of interest, it can vary how many weapons they actually have. So if I remember correctly, this power station actually might have had fewer weapons than the previous one. Oh, come on. I drove my tank through here after it had lost a bunch of stuff, so I'm pretty sure this should.
Remember to shut the door.
Considering how well this one's doing, I really think that the previous tank probably could have done better if it hadn't run out of ammo. That's where I called the run on the previous tank, is it's like there's not enough ammo to keep going.
Wait, I need to move that window closer to the light.
I got the feeling nothing's shooting back at me.
I'm level 4.
Let's go for the drone base. Come on. Get off. Well, there might be troops shooting back at me, but oh, come on. I drove my tank through here. What, I just get lucky and chose the wrong path of trees this time? Just happened to choose the wrong path through the grove of trees. Oh, that's right, I chose the one not towards the front, so I don't actually have a view out the front to see. Oh, here we go. Oh, look, drone base, and well, look, another power station.
I wake up. Don't you guys like my house?
The reality is that when I created this game, I used the maps cheat. So I used the map cheat and had it reveal the whole map. So I essentially tried a whole bunch of seeds before I got one that had some nice clusters of points of interest for my testing purposes. And I got stuck on trees again. I swear my tank's probably bigger than this thing. And I got through here. Why am I having such trouble navigating this time around? And my tank by this point had lost its harvesters from the front of it, so it wasn't like it could clear out the trees. Okay, now this is where my tank failed. We'll see how well, or say this is where my tank ended its run, and yeah, it died. So you could say it failed in that respect, but it put up a good fight until this point. This is when it gave its last gasp. Now, runs can vary. My very first run with my tank, I did defeat this area, and but I did not record it because the next area okay, I think the drone base is probably done well enough here. Well cooked. Let's see if we can get that. Do something about the defense. And the power station. Oh, there's the defense. Oh, there's several defense here. Come on. Okay, I got it. Doesn't seem like the turrets on the tank was really doing much with it. I don't know if it's just a matter of the elevation or still some glitch in the game.
I'll pay you to get it. What? I don't want to be in build mode.
Okay,
Get me out of here.
so
Come on in,
I'm
everyone.
pushing. That is mostly disarmed. That is disarmed. The power station, the drone base. There. Oh, yep. There's one more defense. I thought there was.
Eat in the kitchen. How did it go down like that? The dog? No. Ribbon! I'm not sure how good those are. I'm not. Mom, may I go ride my bike? Yes, you may go into the garage and ride the bike. Outside.
I don't know if this was any indication. Maybe I won't do another run with tank. I might actually use this run to show you my bonus. Let's see. Come on. Let me. Oh, there's another turret. And I seem to be stuck on the train a little bit. Did I get that turret? I think so. Come on. No, I'm just trying to remember if there what's in between here and the next stop. Oh, another power station. Come on, kill that thing. Come on, there we go. One last stop on this tour. Come on. Oh, there's an armory on the way. Are we gonna make it? Okay, got that turret. There's one more over here.
Okay, Jenny, just one sec. I'm gonna change my looks and pretend to be one of your guys. Mom went to work, okay? Mama went to work. Ah, it's me! No, it's me! It's me! Everybody else. Wow. And there's this.
Okay, here we go. I think this is on to the last stop. We made it here.
Ah, no! She's talking to me.
The part that I had to take, I added in myself and I had to put work into it, making it work. Oh, I think I better switch sides.
She did not just get Luxay, did she? And watermelon and tacos, and there's pizza over
feeling there's nothing left shooting. Well, it's plenty shooting at the tank, plenty. I have the impression, though, that there's nothing on the tank left shooting back at that.
400.
Oh, boy. That is not... That is a little extra I added. I had to use a special command to get it to work properly. And then I saved the game after I got it fixed. So, yeah, it was my first encounter with it. It was not shooting at the player. So, but as I said, this is something I inserted into this game. I added on. It was not. It's not something you find by default in Empyrion. It is one of my own creations. Let's see. Well, let's take a. Let's see. I think I'm going to use, as I said, this was difficult to get out of, or if I remember correctly, originally. So we'll just use God mode, and we'll take a look at the hover vessel, what's left of it. As you saw, I was still driving it. Ooh, we lost. This side is practically gone. Too much.
Roast marshmallow.
So I'm pretty much just driving on these hover engines over here. And whatever might be in the middle here, but doesn't. Looks like mostly just RCS and thrusters and stuff. So technically speaking, I was dragging one side on the ground. It is wonderfully tore apart. Oh my. Lovely, lovely. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little run. This tank made it the furthest, and I guess this will be the last of my little series of videos and stuff. And hope you enjoy, and have a good day.